Hi, this is Mary Michon at Bensell Greenhouse in Toledo, Ohio, and today we're talking about taking cuttings from your foliage plants or your house plants. One of the reasons why you might be taking some cuttings at your house is you want to share your plants with others, you just enjoy watching things grow and take root, or your plant is starting to fail a little bit and you want to save it and start new. So those are some of the reasons why you at your house might want to take some cuttings, so I want to show you how we do it here at the greenhouse. So I have three different plants here, foliage plants. One is called Pilea artillery, the other is a peperomia, and then this is another Pilea, a really pretty one that gets some really cute little pink flowers on it. The pink on the top of this plant is from some cold temperatures. It's not always a balmy 75 here in the greenhouse. But this plant is good and healthy, and that gets me to the point that I want to start off with, is before you take any cuttings from your plants, make sure that they're healthy. Make sure they've been watered and fertilized first. They've absorbed as much moisture into their upper stems that you're going to take your cuttings from. And if they are a plant that you see that is kind of declining, make sure that you get the healthiest portion of the plants when you are starting to take cuttings from them. So we have a few different options here at the greenhouse on how we start all of our cuttings. And most of the time we start them in what we call plug trays. These are tiny little cells here that each individual stem will go into, or more than one if we so choose. And the reason, or you can do like this is a 12-hole pack that you can get. A lot of people will have things, if you're buying vegetables or flowers, you'll have these little packs at your home. I would recommend you save a few of them, and they really make good places for you to start your cuttings. And the reason why that I like to start my cuttings in this type of container is because of the size. And when your plants start to take root and you have little tiny aerial roots coming out of that little node portion of your plant, and it is stuck inside here, it has a very small distance to go to either hit the sides of this individual cell or the bottom. As soon as that root system hits something solid, it tends to divide. If you put your cuttings into this massive container, then it's going to take a very long time for that root system to get out into a larger pot. So I wouldn't take one little tiny little cutting of this plant right here, one little guy, and stick it in the center of this large plant. Because what will happen is those tiny little roots are growing out. If there's ever a time where you don't get the right amount of water on here, and there's only a couple different roots, the chance of those two little roots not surviving because of dryness or lack of care is very probable. So I like to start off small. I like to get my plants to root heavily into tiny little holes, and then you'll be able to pop them out and then stick them into something bigger. So I'm going to just show you a couple options here on how to stick your cuttings. So I have my little 12 pack here. I filled it full of our nice loose soil, and I watered it in. So the soil actually sunk down into the cells a little bit, which is a-okay with me. I've also filled this tiny little pot with soil here. It didn't sell as much. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a scissors and I'm going to put a little hole in the center. And I did the same for each one of the little cells in here. It's just going to make things a lot easier. And the reason why I wet the soil first is because we're going to do a fresh cut. And these are not cactuses or succulents that can heal after you cut them. We're going to do a fresh cut, and then we're going to go directly into wet soil, and we're going to tap things around it, and we're ready to go. So I'm going to look at my Pilea artillery here, and it is very, very stretched. I want to come in and trim this up anyway. So I'm going to come in first, and I'm going to take some cuttings off of it. I'm going to kind of ease this one down. All this new growth that's going to appear up at the top now is going to make this nice and full. At this pot, this guy is still sellable. He's ready to go, but I'm going to sit him aside for about a week just so that I can make sure the new growth comes in, and the person that comes to purchase this plant will get a nice big full plant here. So what I have now is I have all these stems. The ideal length is going to be under 4 inches for any type of cutting. If you do 6, 8 inches, it's just not going to survive. That's just too much energy to kind of get all the way up to the plant to keep this portion alive, and it will slowly die off. So I actually have a lot of stems on this plant that are worthy of me taking cuttings of, and I'm just going to snip some of these guys off, and I'm going to take the top portion of this off. And I look at the stem, it's nice and healthy, it's bug free, and where I cut it was just below a leaf node. And then I'm going to take the bottom stems off so that I can just see the node indentation there. I'm going to place it in that hole to making sure that that little node that I removed the stems from is pushed down below the soil line. This is where you're going to have the new root system is going to shoot out from wherever these leaves were. So you want that node down below the soil line. I typically, in a little pack like this, do 3 stems per hole, and I let it go. And I make sure, first and foremost, that everything is not too tall, okay? You don't want these so long that it's just not going to be able to take root and hold any sort of energy to continue to produce this plant and keep it going. So I filled up my little 12 pack here with little stem cuttings from all of my foliage plants that I had pulled. It's already in moist soil, so it's ready to go. They are pushed down so the node is down underneath the soil line, and again, that's where the root system is going to grow. And now what do? You do not put this in direct sun. When we take cuttings of our plants, they go in a shady location, especially in the summer, because that hot sun can, because there's no root system, can actually do harm to these leaves. It kind of puts a little bit of stress on them prior to getting any root growth. So make sure that you put it in a lower light situation on the interior portion of your house, away from cold and draft, just a very nice even temperature place. Keep the soil slightly moist. You're going to have to put it on a tray because these guys have some holes, so you're going to have to put it on a drainage tray. And then after about 2 weeks, then you can come up and give your plants a good tug. If they whip out of there really fast, you'll know that there's no root system. But if there's some give and there's a resistance, you'll know that that root system has started and it's taking place. The beauty of these cell packs when you start them in there is when that root system is nice and healthy, you're going to see it down here in the holes at the bottom of this pack. Or if you actually have a little plug tray like that, you'll see them down here. Or in a pot like this, you'll start to see that root system coming out of the pot system there. That tells you it's time for you to pull them out of this pot, put them into something bigger, and again, don't go up super big. Start off on a smaller level, grow those on, and then you can transfer them to a bigger pot. Thanks for watching. This is Mary Michon from Bensell Greenhouse.